Hey guys, and welcome to a super exciting video because yes, I have a new pet, and yes, it is a blue-tongued skink, which if you've followed my channel for a while, you'll know that I have always wanted a blue-tongued skink. I know some people have dream reptiles which are like green iguanas or big monitor lizards or something like that. But for me, for whatever reason, this potato-shaped reptile has been one of my absolute dream reptiles. That and a chameleon, but I don't know if I'll ever get a chameleon. But I never thought I'd get a blue-tongued skink, and here we are. So I am doing a voiceover for this video, and there's going to be like maybe a few clips of him or other stuff going on just because it's still early days and I honestly don't feel comfortable trying to handle him and also try to film. Also, he doesn't really like the microphone that's on my camera, so I thought I'd do this. So this is Bruce. Do we know if Bruce is a boy or a girl? No, because when you're trying to sex a blue-tongued skink, it's very uncomfortable and yeah, for them, and I don't care really if he is a he or a she, it doesn't matter, it's Bruce. So this is Bruce, and he is a captive bred Axanthic Indonesian blue-tongued skink. So Axanthic, if you didn't know, that's sort of void of yellow and red pigment, so he's kind of grey. Morph-wise, I really didn't care, and also I like Northerns, I like Indonesians, but for me, whenever I've heard about Indonesians, they always seem kind of more aggressive, but then I realised it's because I was watching a lot of American care videos, and a lot of the Indonesians, for some reason, are wild caught. So I never really want to participate in any sort of wild caught situation, and so when I saw he was captive bred and everything, and also when I got to hold him in the shop and see how chill he was, I was totally sold. The other thing is, between the two, between Northerns and Indonesians require high humidity, it's very hot and humid, and I actually prefer tropical tanks compared to arid tanks. I know I have leopard geckos, but I cannot grow a thing in an arid tank, whereas tropical tanks, they're a lot nicer to look at in my opinion, and things grow better. And so if I did find a Northern I'd like, that would be absolutely fine as well. I'd do an arid tank, but it just, everything fit into place perfectly. And when, as soon as I held him and he like flattened out on me like a pancake, I was like, oh my god, I love you. So as for his age, he's about 6 to 8 months roughly, so he is going to still grow, even though he seems absolutely massive, because I'm used to Rex, my pink-tongued skink, and my leopard gecko's crested gecko Chihuahua. He is by far my biggest reptile and probably my most expensive. So I did get him from a shop, although obviously the shop gets him from a breeder. Unfortunately though, the breeder shipped all the babies in one tub. And of course they fought. So if you see, I don't know if you're going to see it, but Bruce has a slight bump on his jaw. And basically he had an opened wound there at some point, and the shop completely, checked it, cleared it out. He was in quarantine for a long time as it healed, and so he does have this little lump. They think it's just scar tissue rather than like an abscess or anything nasty like that. And they said he's active, eating, pooping, like he's not showing any sign of illness, and frankly his sibling was a lot worse off. So Bruce did win that, but I was fully aware of that before getting him, so it's not ideal. But also, if when you have an animal and you just like, I love you, I want to take you home, and I don't care about any quote-unquote imperfections with you. I mean, look at Minnie and how I've had her 16 years now. I don't care about a little minor imperfection, but I just wanted to point that out in case you did see his jaw and you're kind of like, what's wrong with that? Now, a little while ago I did post a short about almost getting a corn snake, and in a weird way the corn snake actually influenced this. So as I said in that video, I was going to get a corn snake. I was fully prepared to eventually get a tank big enough, like the length of the snake, whether that be 5 or 6 foot, because the snake I was planning on getting, we were pretty sure it was a male just due to its size, it was massive. And when I finally decided, look, I can't go through with this, I can't deal with feeding mice, this is just not me, it suddenly dawned on me, hold on, you were going to eventually get a 5 or 6 foot tank for a corn snake that you just slightly fell in love with in a shop. You have always wanted a blue-tongued skink, and the only reason you haven't got one is because of how big of a tank they need as an adult. You were going to do this for a corn snake. why do you not just get this animal you've wanted for years? And so I finally decided to do it. So thank you to that snake for inspiring this. Now, as for his tank, it is a 4x2 by 2 foot PVC vivarium by Viperia Vivariums. I am an affiliate, but I will leave their link below. If you're in the UK and you need a PVC tank, which if you're getting an Indonesian blue-tongue skink, I'd highly recommend, because they need high humidity and you don't want a wooden vivarium rotten. Or if you need a custom size or whatever it may be, highly recommend them. The tank itself is bioactive, fully planted. I will do a video on how I did all of that. It's actually one of my favourite tanks so far, just because it's so vast and just full of life. So that's really cool. Obviously, as he grows and requires more room, because he will get bigger, we will upgrade his tank. So don't worry, he's not going to live in a 4x2 by 2 foot his entire life, but I think this is a good setup for him now, as he is a juvenile, and you know, the tank is massive compared to him, so it's all good. One thing I did notice when researching blue-tongue skinks, a lot of the care guides, at least on YouTube, are mainly American, and it seems more common to feed your skinks cat and dog food over there, or like turkey mints. So I know this is really commonplace with skink care, and even on like the pink tongue skink Facebook groups and stuff like that, I see them feeding turkey mints and scrambled eggs and all sorts to their like pink tongue skinks, and you know, maybe that works for some people. I kind of want to stay away from cat and dog food and sort of meat like that. I am feeding him Omnigold, which I know isn't available in the US at the moment, but it's really good. I think he was on it before he came to me, and also the shop recommended it. It's like 85% of his total diet, but he also gets locusts, and I give him a variety of veg and leafy greens. I know you have to switch up now and again, just to keep their gut healthy, but that's one of the things different between a pink tongue and a blue tongue. With Rex, he pretty much predominantly eats snails, or like if he had the chance, he'd probably eat slugs and possibly worms. But even though he's an omnivore, like you could give him like butternut squash or something, he will not touch it. Whereas with the blue tongue skinks, I actually find their diet a lot more interesting. And the funny thing is, one of the things with the corn snake is everyone was saying how easy it is to keep a corn snake, and how their feeding is like once a week. It's super simple. And then I just switched to a blue tongue skink that has a more complex diet, has probably more needs than a corn snake, and I don't know, maybe I just find it a little more interesting, but I actually do enjoy making his food. It reminds me a little bit of when I used to have guinea pigs, so he's just like a reptilian guinea pig. Now I have documented his first week, because I will be honest, like when you're so excited to get a reptile, your expectations are so high. So the first week actually didn't go exactly how I imagined. Like it kind of did, but it didn't, and I have documented all of that for a future video. It's just a bit of a tradition I do on this channel. But anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this video and meeting Bruce. Thank you for watching, guys, and goodbye.